Okay, this is update number 12 for Nail Design Studio. And as you can see, we have a little bit of the new interface going on here. At the very top, it's pretty in your face. The app has finally got a real name. So I have chosen the name ArterSpace for our Nail Design Studio app. And yes, it is a play on words. It's supposed to be like outer space. It's opening up your whole nail design universe. So yeah, it is now called ArterSpace. That is the logo right there. So I'm going to get right into the updates. That's update number 1, obviously. Our next update has to do with the logo. You'll see a little tiny arrow right here. If you click this arrow, it's going to give you your navigation options. They used to be spread out across the top in a black bar, but now they are all hidden right under that logo. So you just click the little arrow and it will open them all up, and all the links go where they were going before. Okay. Our projects, our saved projects, is now moved to the center. They're not over to the left. So if you are using this on desktop, they will be in the center, not over to the left. That is pretty much all that's new on the project save situation. Okay, also you'll notice our background is kind of like this very pale gradient, and you can see it a lot better when you're using it on your device, but there are twinkling stars to kind of go with our ArterSpace theme. So they twinkle on both light and dark mode. You can kind of faintly see them on the light mode, but they look really cool on dark mode. I'm going to go ahead and flip it to dark mode so you can see how it looks. And this is how it looks on dark mode. You see it has those twinkling stars. Now the stars do not interfere with any of your nail frames. You won't have to worry about those stars like being in the middle of your frames or anything. They also don't interfere with any of the controls here. Okay. So that is another update, just a visual update more so than anything. And you can see the logo changes colors a little bit once you switch it to dark mode. But yeah, that is new. What else is new in here? Okay, let's get into our tip library. There are a couple new updates. So we have Unagella now. That is in there. There are 3 different lengths and shapes in here. This was a user suggestion, so this was coming through the suggestion box, and the person actually was able to provide me with the sizes for these tips. So those are there. There is also a new Tip X option, which is coffin medium. It's right here at the bottom, so that has been updated. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ahead and put some colors into our nail frames. I'm going to change the shape to square, and I'm going to make it uniform in size. And I want to show you what's going on in our crystals panel now. So let's just make this blue for all the nails. And I'm going to open up our crystal panel. So before, our crystal panel was a little plain. It is now redesigned, and it has kind of like a faceted drawing on the inside of each crystal. However, we also have added a color picker in here. So now you're not just limited to the preset colors. You also can choose from the color picker. So that is a new feature in update number 12. Also in update number 12, our placement guide is now able to be popped out. So before, our placement guide just looked like this, and it was a box that hovers over everything and you couldn't move it around, couldn't get it out of the way. Now, if you click on float, it will open up as if it's an inspo pick, and you can kind of mirror what you're doing with your crystals right next to your canvas. So if you want to get started, let's just change these to white. And I'm going to get started and try to mirror one of these placements here. So you can also make it transparent if you don't want it to take up so much space. But let's just do a simple one for this video. So I'm going to use an oval. I'm going to do this one right here. I'm going to use an oval. And you can actually zoom in still. So if you're on an iPad or a MacBook or anything like that, you can zoom in so you can see a little bit better. I will be refining the placement guide as time goes on, but it is updated for now. Okay, so we're just going to do the oval, and we're going to do a couple of different round rhinestones on one nail. Okay, so let me zoom back out so we can see everything that's going on. I'm going to just go ahead and go with the left thumb, and I'm going to make that oval a little bit bigger. So there's our oval. I'm going to move it. Now, as you can see, this is another update. There is a little rotation button that pops up on top of your rhinestone as soon as you click it. And you can move it around and rotate your rhinestone. So before, they were kind of stuck in whatever position you had them in, but now you can rotate them and do what you need to do. It will still align straight once you get it straight. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to get rid of my, well, I can move my placement guide around, so I don't have to get rid of it. I can keep it up. I can just move it over. And then I want to put a round rhinestone there. And obviously I want it to be smaller like it is in the placement guide in our inspo. I'm going to make it even smaller than that. Okay, and then I'm going to click it. Actually, I think something is not here that's supposed to be here. But you can click on that now. There is a select feature. And you can select more than one at the same time, and now you're able to group them. So that is yet another feature. I am going to be adding a duplicate feature just to make things easier. But yeah, I'm going to click off of select because I just want to do another round one. So I'm going to do another round one the same size, and then I'll do one more round one down here just to finish it out. I actually need to move that one up there. There we go. So this is just finishing out that little simple design or whatever. But let me show you the grouping feature now that we have all of our rhinestones placed. So I'm going to go ahead and click select, and then I'm going to click on each one. It's going to be like a little purple outline that surrounds each one. So now that they're all grouped, you'll click group selected, and you actually are able to drag this around. So you can drag these all over, and you don't have to like drag them one by one. If you want to group them together, you can drag them. So that is what's new in the placement guide. Not even just in the placement guide, in the crystals feature. Quite a few updates right in the placement feature. And then there were some bug fixes. So those are the main things that have been fixed. But bug fixes, if we go to our print preview, I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now, before, when you added in a saved set, there was a bug that was causing, it was causing the ruler, oops, sorry, I didn't click the ruler. It was causing the ruler to move everything around. Now you can see the ruler moves freely by itself, and it doesn't affect any of the save sets or anything like that. Also, another thing that has been fixed, when you try to add a save set, if you clicked, oh, never mind. Okay. Still something I got to work on. But yeah, so now your ruler doesn't move everything around. You can still get rid of the ruler if you want to by clicking the checkbox and getting rid of it. Same thing with the ruler around the edge. If you don't want the ruler to show around the edge of the paper, just click the rulers button, and you can also still get rid of the outline around all of your nail frames if you want to get rid of that. And if you want to take off a saved project, you can click the X and it will take it away. So that's just a quick little bug fix that was fixed in this latest update. Another thing that was fixed in this latest update, let me go ahead and do a French tip right quick. I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to give it a regular background color, and then I'm going to do a French tip on it. So I'm going to open up the French tip. We're just going to do like a standard one. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then I'm going to go ahead and click this nail, and I'm going to put it on the left index. Okay, cool. So let's open up our drawing tools, which this is the perfect segue because there's something new in here too. And I'm going to do airbrush. Let me just do airbrush, and let's use this pink color, make it a little transparent, make it bigger. And we're going to do our airbrush there. Now let's go over to single nail view so we can look at this index finger a little more closely. Let me zoom in and let me zoom a little bit. Okay, cool. Now you can see the French is, you can change where the French is layered at. So if I wanted the French to be in a different position, you actually can change where the French is. And let me actually get rid of this because it's throwing me off. Let me clear that out. I'm going to put another background color on it. And then I'm going to do my airbrush first, and then I will show you kind of what was going on here. Okay, so we got airbrush on there. Let's do our French tip on the index. So now you can see the French is below the airbrush. Before, there was no way to get the French below the airbrush. It was kind of like, or get the airbrush behind the French, etc., and so on and so forth. So when you click your layers, you can change the French to be on top, or you can adjust it to a different layer if you want to. So that is also new. And then in our French tip tool, no, I'm sorry, not French tip, our drawing tools. I'm so used to saying tool. Let me clear out this airbrush. Our pencil is in here now. So now you can sketch if you're on an iPad or a tablet or anything with like a stylus. Now you have a pencil tool and you can start to draw with that. You can still change your colors, but if you start off with the pencil, it will default to like a grayish color. But yeah, you can change the pencil around. You can make it smaller. I'm gonna undo that. Oop, let's clear that. Make it smaller, all of the things, and it gives you like a lighter situation than your standard pen. So the pen looks like that. The pencil obviously looks lighter, and it gives you a better sketchy like feel when you're trying to draw something, like sketch it out. So that is also new in the drawing tools. And I'm trying to think, am I missing anything, any other bug fixes? Our eraser is now going to be this little icon up here. So instead of down here, it is not considered a brush. It's really just an eraser. So it just looks like one of those pink erasers right in the corner. Someone earlier was saying they could not find the dark mode and the light mode. These were changed in, I think, 2 updates ago. So there are now little icons at the top. You have your share button, your full screen button, and your light and dark mode. So instead of a big button with the word spelled out, it's just a dark on one side, light on the other side. When you hover over it, it'll tell you what clicking it will do. So if I click it, it's going to turn it to dark mode. Okay. And then everything in here works the same. It's just, inverted, and it's dark mode now. So same situation, everything is pretty much just flipped, okay? But yeah, so those are our, I was gonna say season 12, our update number 12 in ArterSpace, which is the new name for Nail Design Studio. I gotta get used to saying it. Hopefully everybody else gets used to saying it. This is the official update video, so if you're watching this live, you have not received the email yet, but you will, and this is the video that'll be in the email. But yeah, I will see y'all on the next update video.